The darkness is thick, a suffocating blanket that seems to consume every second. It's 3 a.m., and you find yourself staring at the ceiling, your mind racing in a tempest of regrets. The silence around you is deafening, punctuated only by the relentless ticking of the clock. Each tick is a reminder, another minute lost to the endless spiral of anxiety and despair. You could have done it differently. You should have. Your heart races as the cold sweat drips down your back. The burden of debt looms over your every thought, a dark cloud that hangs low, threatening to burst and drown you in the deluge of what-ifs. You roll over, hoping for some semblance of comfort, but the knot in your stomach grows tighter. Just yesterday, you received a notification that sent your pulse skyrocketing, a declined card at the store when you needed it most. The cashier's look, tinged with pity and disdain, cuts deeper than any financial crisis. It's a reminder of your relentless failures, a public humiliation that echoes unfavorably through the hallways of your consciousness. But this isn't just about a card being declined or a purchase being denied. Each instance of financial struggle chips away at your dignity, leaving you feeling like a slave to the system, prisoner to your own poor choices and external pressures. You see the judgment in the eyes of others, the whispers behind closed doors. They pitied you yesterday, but do they understand? Do they know the insomnia that haunts your nights? Each time you lie down to rest, your mind scrolls through the list of bills, debts, and obligations as if reading a horror story. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think the pain is merely financial, but it runs deeper. It seeps into your very soul, transmuting into a paralysis of hope that stifles your ambitions. The fear of the future becomes a beast that you can't shake off. Will you ever retire? Will you find financial peace? Or are you destined to be shackled by these chains for the rest of your days? Imagine waking up to the realization that at 40, you find yourself trapped in a cycle of work just to pay the bills, every single month running on a treadmill that never seems to take you anywhere. You watch as others around you thrive, buying homes, traveling, living lives free from worry, while you're trapped in a daily struggle, consumed by shame that wraps around you like a noose. The silence of your living room is deafening, but it's the silence in your heart that rings the loudest. You've been told that you can't afford to miss a payment, that credit is your lifeline. You've witnessed friends and colleagues proclaiming their financial successes as they indulge in consumerism, and you, the spectator, feel the familiar pang of envy twist the knife deeper into the wound. You've got bills that are due, yet those minutes linger, torturing you. What lies ahead? What future awaits you if this cycle doesn't break? Each second spent worrying feels like a lifetime wasted, a cruel reminder that time is ticking away, much like that relentless clock. The truth is, this anxiety respects no boundaries. No one is immune to the debilitating grip of debt and fear, and you are not alone in this. Too many are fighting this battle, and too many remain silent, shackled to their regrets, buried under a mountain of student loans, credit card debt, and the ever-looming mortgage. As you sit there, you may be grappling with thoughts of toiling away for some company, living paycheck to paycheck even in the prime of life. It's an ugly reality. To live without freedom is to endure a version of modern slavery, one marked by shame and desperation. The emotions you feel are valid. It's time to own them, to address that silence that has built its fortress in your life. Your dreams, the visions of carefree living, seem elusive, but remember, they don't have to be. And that's where the journey begins. It starts with acknowledging the pain. If you identified with this, if you've felt the sting of shame and the dread of another denied card, then it's time to rise from your slumber of despair. It's time to recover your dignity and reclaim your life. Subscribe now, and let's embark on this journey together towards financial freedom. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself to break free from the chains that bind you, and it's time to take that crucial first step. Warren Buffett is not just a billionaire investor, he's the grandfather saver. A name that embodies not only his achievements but also his timeless wisdom and simplicity in financial matters. To many, he symbolizes the American dream achieved through hard work and intelligent investing. But let's strip away the mythos for a moment. Warren Buffett is a man who holds the keys to financial liberation, keys that seem irretrievable from your grasp right now. In a world where complexity reigns and debt looms larger than life, his approach is deceptively simple. And yet, It's that simplicity that can lighten your heavy heart and lead you down the path of dignity and freedom. Buffett's philosophy revolves around patience, frugality, and a profound aversion to debt. It's almost poetic how he approaches finances with the heart of a sage, teaching us that wealth is not just about accumulation, but about making choices that honor our resources. He often emphasizes that the best investment you can make is in yourself. But what he said about debt changed everything, not just for him, but for countless individuals who found themselves shackled by their own financial pressures. Imagine Buffett standing before a crowd, his words filled with authority, born from years of experience. He looks at you and says, "Debt is not just a tool to be wielded. It's a cage that limits your freedom, your dignity." In stark contrast to your current chaos with bills piling up and the gnawing feeling of desperation clawing at your insides, Buffett's advice may seem like a distant oasis in a desert of despair. You hear him voice what you've always felt but couldn't articulate. Debt is not a fleeting inconvenience. It's a battle you must wage to reclaim the very essence of yourself. In your pursuit of financial stability, you may have erred in following trends, falling prey to the allure of instantaneous gratification served up by credit cards, loans, and the relentless pressure of lifestyle inflation. Here lies the heartbreaking truth. You didn't just make financial mistakes. You ingrained them into the DNA of your everyday existence, leaving them as scars that extend far beyond your bank statement. The shame you carry merges with the desperation of being financially tethered. But don't despair yet, for Warren Buffett has a blueprint, one grounded in the very principles you may have overlooked. Buffett operates on a fundamental rule that can simplify your life. He champions living within your means. It sounds basic, but this is where the magic transpires. Most people chase after economic validation through material wealth, plotting their worth on a spreadsheet of possessions. But what they fail to see is that this chase subjects them to a form of modern slavery. You parade around with the label of debt bearer, too caught up in keeping up with the neighbors, watching as they flaunt their latest acquisitions. Yet beneath that glossy veneer lies a struggle, one that Buffett, with his calm demeanor and sage insight, dismantles with a profound statement: if you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. And that's where most people get it wrong. They believe in living for today while disregarding the repercussions of tomorrow. The current chaos, the financial turmoil that envelops you, amplifies this misguided belief. You wake up every morning engulfed in the reality of your choices, a reality that often feels staggeringly burdensome. But Warren Buffett, this figure of clarity amid chaos, offers you stability. His path isn't paved with elaborate investments or risky ventures. It's grounded in the simplicity of self-discipline. But let's face an uncomfortable truth. In a society that worships consumption, the prospect of stepping away from that cycle may propel fear into your heart. What would my friends say? Would I be seen as an outsider or someone struggling? Remember, however, that Buffett encourages one to look past the judgments of others. He's forged his path, not caring what the world whispers, focusing instead on making choices that serve his future. This mindset isn't just a luxury afforded to a multi-billionaire. It's a lesson meant for you. Now, each dollar you spend is a vote cast for the lifestyle you lead. As you huddle in the dim light of your living room, battling the specters of regret and shame, hear Warren's words echo through the haze. Never depend on a single income. Make investment to create a second source. This wisdom speaks directly to your experience, the need to diversify your financial identity, to break free from the shackles of one income, one source of validation. But what does this look like practically? Let's step back into the blueprints laid down by the grandfather saver. It means taking a long, hard look at your spending habits, the subscriptions, the excess, the things you've come to accept as necessary, but are merely distractions. But let's be real. Stripping down your spending, embracing simplicity, requires a core shift in identity. The fear is palpable, but so is the liberation waiting on the other side. Much like Buffett, you'll need to become your own mentor. He didn't get to where he is by being complacent. He faced challenges head-on with integrity. By acknowledging your financial chaos, you're on the first step to transformation. And here lies the secret that follows. By adopting Buffett's philosophy of frugality and patience, you begin to carve out a life where freedom reigns. Slowly, but surely. The chaos in your life can transform into a structured dance, where you control the lead, focused on the measures that build toward financial dignity. Warren Buffett teaches us that amidst the clamor for financial security, it is the steadfastness of a thorough plan, the ability to resist impulsive temptations, and the strength to weather storms that legitimizes one's journey toward wealth. Not just wealth in the monetary sense, but wealth in peace of mind. The world may offer you complexity, but Buffett's lessons provide clarity. Dive into this sea of simplicity and allow his wisdom to guide you like a lighthouse through the fog. Step back from the chaos, and as you begin to see the path illuminated before you, remember, you're not just chasing numbers or a semblance of security. You're striving to reclaim your dignity. You're on a journey to deny the chains of debt, embarking toward the freedom you so profoundly deserve. Your life is waiting on the other side of this transformation. Are you ready to meet it? The brutal truth is waking up to the realization that you've been living under a delusion, a facade crafted by a society that celebrates consumption, yet punishes those who fall behind. The reality? You are failing because you're caught in the treacherous web of debt, a mess of your own making that has insinuated itself into every corner of your life. Let's confront this head-on, with the raw honesty you need. At its core, debt is a numbers game, and the math is as cold as the steel of a financial guillotine. You work hard, but for every dollar you earn, 2 or 3 are claimed by loans, credit cards, and obligations that never seem to yield. No big deal, you tell yourself. The payment isn't that high. The interest isn't crippling. Yet here you are, drowning in payment after payment, each a drop that fills the bucket closer to the overflow. And that's where most people get it wrong. They don't understand that debt doesn't just bleed you of your income, it drains your very spirit. The compounding interest, a subtle beast, grows steadily, feasting on your lack of awareness and leaving you gasping for air. You think you can manage it, but the reality is harsh. Each dollar borrowed snatches precious hours from your future. Hours you could have spent enjoying life free from financial chains. Perhaps you've witnessed friends flaunting their shiny new cars or Instagram-worthy homes, all while you struggle beneath a mountain of debt. Here lies another peril, the social status trap. That insatiable need to keep up with others, to live as they do, is a breeding ground for regret. You compare their shiny exteriors to your internal chaos, feeling that pang of envy with each drive past the newest luxury vehicle. You feed your insecurities and desires with swipes of your credit card, convincing yourself that it's okay because everyone else is doing it. Yet deep down, you know the truth. Those extravagant purchases bring a fleeting high, a momentary distraction from the gnawing worry that resonates in every fiber of your being. You've traded your financial well-being for status, an act of desperation from someone who feels inferior. The social media highlight reels further fuel the disgrace of your reality, causing you to spiral deeper into an abyss you feel you can't escape. This anxiety respects no borders, my friends. It transcends geographical divides and creeds. Too many have succumbed to this torment, but remember, you are not alone. Write in the comments below which city or country you are watching from. We are building a community, an army of adults ready to stop this cycle. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. It's a terrifying realization, but liberating once you embrace it. You have been waiting for a windfall, a miracle that will wipe the slate clean. The thought runs through your mind like a siren's call. Someone will step in and rescue you from this mess. But listen closely and hear the echoes of reality. It won't happen. The cavalry is not charging in because, unfortunately, it doesn't exist. What does exist is you, and your power to change everything. But first, you need to accept a fundamental truth. Lifestyle creep is your greatest enemy. Every inch you've gained in comfort and convenience through credit cards or loans comes at a far greater cost than you realize. The allure of buying the latest gadget or dining out more often lures you into the familiar trap of false security. It feeds the monster that keeps you awake at night, questioning whether life can ever be truly enjoyed without the burden of incessant debt. You see, it's not just about the amount you owe. It's about how you are choosing to live, how your self-worth is tied to what you own rather than your character or your values. When did we start equating happiness with material possessions? When did we let the lie of status diminish our dignity and enslave us to credit scores? This is where humility is often your greatest ally, a stark contrast to the facade of pride. And let's be clear, lifestyle inflation is a gradual poison. Every new expense creates a gap bigger than the one it aims to fill. You revel in the moment of acquiring something new, but what comes afterward is an emptiness that defies explanation. You think you deserve it. You worked hard, right? But the truth is, you owe yourself your sanity more than you owe that temporary thrill. It's a bondage that quietly creeps in and chains you tighter than any visible chain could. At the cusp of your 40s, you are at a pivotal juncture. The time for enslavement is over, but that can only happen when you acknowledge that change is paramount. The math of debt, the social status trap, and lifestyle creep must be confronted, head on. You can't afford to shy away from the truth anymore. It's time to strip away the distractions and lay bare what needs urgent attention. The hard truth is that freedom is on the other side of this acknowledgement. It begins with resistance, a fierce, unapologetic assertion to reclaim your future from the abyss. Understand that each moment lived under the weight of debt is a choice to accept enslavement when you have the power to break those chains yourself. Recognize that the journey to freedom will not be easy. It demands confrontation with the uncomfortable truths about your habits, your desires, and your choices. But take heart in knowing that the very act of recognizing this will set you on the path toward dignity and liberation. So I urge you, wake up from this nightmare. The solution lies in your hands. Embrace the truth, confront it, dissect it, and let it fuel your desire to forge a new path. You are not just fighting debt. You are reclaiming your life, poised to break the cycle that has kept you shackled for too long. The journey begins here. Face the brutal diagnosis and let it guide you toward your escape. Are you ready to take that bold step? Let's turn that pain into purpose, transform anguish into action, and break free from your chains. The time is now. Welcome to the section where we strip down the chaos and pull back the curtain on the tactical solution, the battle plan. You've endured the pain. Now it's time to fight back, to reclaim your dignity, and to embark on the journey toward financial freedom using the anti-slavery rule inspired by Warren Buffett's enduring wisdom. There's no time to waste. Let's dig into the non-negotiable pillars, your very blueprint to a life unshackled from debt. Pillar 1. The Dignity Fund. Before you roll your eyes or tell yourself that this is just another savings pitch you've ignored in the past, let me be crystal clear. If you don't create a dignity fund, you are setting yourself up for failure. The purpose of the Dignity Fund is simple. It provides a safety net for those unexpected life events that tend to derail even the best-laid plans. The first step? Open a separate savings account, but this time, treat it like a fortress. Transfer a minimum of $50 or $100 each pay period into this fund. Make it non-negotiable. That means, whether it's a birthday dinner or a night at the movies that tempts you to dip into those funds, resist. If something breaks, if an emergency arises, then draw from the Dignity Fund. But never for anything that you know you can live without. Your peace of mind has a price. Your dignity has a price. And this fund is what will shield you from the vicious cycle of credit card reliance. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think a few extra dollars here and there won't matter. But it does. The Dignity Fund is your bulwark against the shame of living paycheck to paycheck. You can do this. Pillar 2. The No Debt Pact. This is where it gets real, my friends. It's time to establish the No Debt Pact. This isn't just some flowery concept. It's a revolutionary mindset shift that you need to ingrain into your very being. Living with debt is like carrying a backpack filled with bricks, heavy, burdensome, and entirely unnecessary. Protocol 1. Sell the car. Yes, you heard me right. If you're driving a vehicle that eats into your budget while leaving you financially gasping for air, it's time to let it go. Assess your current vehicle. Can you downgrade or sell it outright? If you're paying significant car payments, consider selling it for something more economical, something you can pay cash for and actually afford. You may need to take public transportation for a while, Uber, or carpool with friends, but what you gain in relief from car payments will grant you the ability to breathe again. Protocol 2. Cut the card. Look at the plastic cards in your wallet. Those shiny pieces of chaos are not your friends. They are enemies disguised as convenient tools that lead you further down the rabbit hole of debt. Cancel the unnecessary credit cards immediately. Don't leave them open for just in case. Discipline over convenience is key. Let that sting in your chest serve as a reminder that you're breaking free. If you don't have the cash in hand, don't buy it. It's that simple. Resist the temptation. Make the conscious effort to stop living beyond your means. And here is the hardest part. Don't use the expression, "I can pay it off next month." No, you can't. This is modern slavery masquerading as flexibility. But here comes the game changer. Start using a debit card instead. Live your financial life in real time. You'll learn to appreciate that dollar again and forge a relationship with it that has long been lost. Pillar 3. The compound interest rule. Ah, the beauty of compounding interest. This can either be a curse or a blessing. What defines its outcome is how you apply it in your life. The truth is, most people don't understand that every dollar saved is a future ticket to freedom, multiplied over time. Here's the clearest step. Invest in a no-fee index fund or a high-yield savings account. You've endured enough pain from paying interest. Now let your money work for you. Allocate 10 to 15% of your income into investments that will grow and compound over time. Yes, it's hard when you see your paycheck diminish, but the ability to invest is your lifeline to liberty. Just like Buffett teaches, make your money your employee, not your master. Look at those compounding projections. They are staggering. The money you save today will not only give you freedom, but it will snowball into unprecedented wealth over time. So, stop and calculate how much you'll have in 10 years if you start today. Imagine waking up in 2026 with the peace of mind you could have instead of getting caught in the grind of regret and panic. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think they can always catch up later. But time lost can never be regained. Every moment counts. Pillar 4. Accountability partners. It's time to bring in reinforcements. Find an accountability partner. No matter how tough this gets, you don't have to go it alone. This is where community comes into play. Find someone who's on their journey, or even someone who has conquered their financial struggles. Share your goals, and hold each other accountable for sticking to the no-debt pact and growing your dignity fund. Regular check-ins, monthly meetings, or even simply texting each other can become the lifeline you never knew you needed. Sharing struggles and celebrating victories as a collective will fuel your motivation and keep you focused. It's incredibly liberating to know you have someone to lean on. But remember, this relationship must be built on honesty. No sugarcoating when things get tough. The accountability binds you both in mutual respect and commitment to growth. Imagine the conversations unfolding between you both, the shared anecdotes about resisting impulse buys, the lessons learned through setbacks, and the silent vow to break free from chains together. That partnership can forge a path toward sustainability that you can both relish in. Now, my dear friends, this battle plan isn't one that will yield overnight results. You're embarking on a journey that demands fortitude. But trust in the wisdom of this blueprint. If you follow these steps with unwavering diligence, you can escape the debt that has cast a long shadow over your life. Take a moment. Breathe deeply. Picture the financial freedom that awaits you, the dignity you will reclaim, and the clarity with which you will move forward. Each step you take will echo through the years to come, leaving behind a legacy of financial wisdom and muted despair. Are you ready for your fight back? The time for action is now. Let's reclaim what's yours and wrestle back your dignity. As you stand at the precipice of your transformative journey, it's crucial to equip yourself with the mental armor designated for survival during turbulent times. Picture this. You've committed to the anti-slavery rule, systematically dismantling the chains of debt, only to find the specter of envy and social pressure hovering nearby, waiting to sabotage your hard-won progress. It's a reality many face, yet few prepare for. The insidious whispers of doubt and the subtle glances of judgment clouding your path to financial dignity. And that's where most people get it wrong. They underestimate the emotional battles just as much as the practical financial steps. Yes, you can save the money, cultivate the dignity fund, and even cancel those credit cards, but the road doesn't end there. You must develop a strategy to withstand the judgment of others, to find peace in the changes you enact, and to cultivate a mindset geared toward resilience. The jealousy of neighbors, the smug comments from friends who don't quite understand your journey, and the painful reality of those comparison trap moments are all hurdles that require psychological preparation. The images of their shiny new cars or lavish vacations can send pangs of longing straight through your resolve, whispering that you're missing out. But here's the tough love truth. Their lives are merely a mirage, and your focus must remain steadfast on the freedom unfolding before you. Now, when those moments arise, when you feel the grip of social pressure, repeat this mantra. I am building a future based on dignity. Those fleeting 30-second conversations at the mailbox won't define your reality. And that's where the secret that follows is found, in the truth of your commitment to yourself. The frustration of feeling left behind can be overwhelming. But remember, your journey is personal. You're not merely saving pennies. You're reinvesting in a life devoid of shame and dictated by ignorance. Picture locking eyes with your neighbor as they boast about their impeccable credit score or their latest extravagant purchase. The exposure to these moments can eat away at your confidence. But remind yourself that you are forging a path toward a future they might never understand. They are shackled by their choices, and they may feel the immediate satisfaction of consumption. But you are choosing the higher road, the road to financial peace. When you find yourself battling envy, pull out your future vision with unwavering dedication. Imagine just for a moment the landscape of your life in 2026. Picture it vividly. You wake up in a home filled with warmth and comfort. The weight of financial burdens has dissipated, leaving behind a lightness you haven't felt in years. You are surrounded by family, enjoying the little moments without the looming dread of unpaid bills and mounting debt. And that's where the magic begins, when every day is a new opportunity and every moment of peace translates into newfound clarity. Imagine your ability to look at your calendar without anxiety coursing through your veins, plan for vacations without resorting to credit, save diligently without despair. This isn't a fantasy. It's the power of the future you can create by sticking to the plan, dedicated to taking small, consistent steps towards stability. Every time you resist the urge to cave under social pressure, you are casting a vote toward a brighter tomorrow. The small sacrifices today translate into monumental gains in self-respect, freedom, and ultimately, dignity. Picture the anxiety ebbing away like a tide. This is your peace, growing slowly but surely as each day passes. Feel it settle into your bones. This is what living means. This is freedom from shame. And yes, there will be moments of doubt. A pang of guilt might wash over you as you sit at a gathering and opt for a sparkling water, or you see someone lightheartedly booking a fancy dinner. Let me remind you, your discipline deserves applause, not regret. Internalize this lesson. Every dollar not spent is a step closer to dignity. Each moment of restraint builds momentum toward the life you've envisioned. You are sowing seeds for the future dream, a home devoid of financial anguish, surrounded by friends who respect your resolve. And that is where the shift in your mindset is critical. Cultivate gratitude, not envy. Each time a neighbor flaunts their material wealth, let it remind you of the freedom you are pursuing. Gratitude for your journey reframes the narrative. Instead of despairing over what you don't have, you grow thankful for the progress you are making. You are rerouting your financial destiny and in turn reclaiming your legacy. As you visualize your 2026 self, basking in the radiant glow of peace, hold on to this image fiercely. Paint it in your mind's canvas. Cherish the moments of joy, laughter, and the simple abundance that comes with a life unshackled. Everything you are doing now is for that moment. The power of this vision is transformational. It will keep you grounded when external forces feel overwhelming, like a shield tucked safely under your emotional armor. But what if I fail, you may ask? Let me be clear. Failure is not an option, because there is no timeline in which you need to achieve perfection. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it will require patience and persistence. You will stumble. You will make mistakes. But each misstep offers an invaluable lesson that is integral to your progress. To learn from these experiences is to grow forward. As you prepare for the trials ahead, be it the convenience of that glitzy shopping spree or the emotional pull of societal pressures, remember this. To escape debt in your 40s isn't merely about numbers, it's about mental fortitude. Challenges will arise, but they will not define you. Your will, your vision, and your tenacity will shape the life you crave. A life unmarred by the scars of past decisions, laden with the bounty of intentional living. Thus, keep this mantra close. I'm not here to live like them. I'm here to live for me, to reclaim my dignity, my freedom, and my joy. With each passing day, you invoke a rebellion against the chains of consumerism. Resist the impulse, fortify your faith in yourself, and repeatedly visualize the treasure that awaits you. Your 2026, filled with tranquility, is brightening with every choice you make today. Now, are you truly ready to adopt this mindset? Are you prepared to armor yourself against threats of relapse and commit to the transformative process laid out before you? Stand tall. Your path to freedom is within grasp. Embrace your new narrative with open arms and let it guide you as you break free from the oppressive chains of debt forever. The clock ticks on, each second a reminder that time isn't waiting for anyone. As you sit here, absorbing the weight of the lessons learned, I want you to take a deep breath and create a moment of stillness. This is your time. Time to reflect on what you've discovered and the action steps you need to implement. This isn't just another lecture. This is a pivotal moment. The quiet urgency of today is an invitation to reclaim your life. You've faced the storm of financial chaos, and now it's time to anchor down. And that's where most people get it wrong. They underestimate the impact of gratitude in their journeys. They think it's just a fleeting sentiment. It's a powerful motivator and a catalyst for transformation. Gratitude for the lessons, for the pain endured, and for the hope ignited. This is essential as you embark upon your journey of freedom. So let's take a moment for real gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up today. Thank yourself for being willing to confront the brutal truth and challenging the narrative that has held you prisoner for far too long. You've committed precious time to understand the intricate layers of your financial reality, an act that can no longer be dismissed as mere contemplation. This, my friend, is the groundwork of your liberation. But let's be frank, gratitude is not enough to carry you through this transformation. Action is. Each day, you will need to wake up committed to your anti-slavery rule, fortified with the strength of purpose and the armor of resolve. Transformation requires tedious repetition and rigorous self-discipline, and you are more than capable of this. You are already rewriting your narrative paragraph by paragraph, refusing to let the past dictate your future. This is where the true grit emerges. Each moment you choose to skip that impulse by, each time you turn your back on envy and comparison, is a moment in which you reclaim your power. This is a radical act of self-respect, a defiance against the societal pressures that have tethered you to a cycle of regret and insecurity. The voice of doubt might call, but your resolve must answer back with the clarity of purpose. And that's where most people falter. They believe that change must come swiftly or not at all. But change is a journey. Your path may not always feel linear. There will be ups and downs, victories and defeats, but it is in understanding the process that you carve out a sustainable existence. If you stumble, remember it's not the end. Each setback is still a step forward. You gain insight wealthier than gold. Imagine standing at the threshold of your new life, a life free from debt. Close your eyes and picture that profound liberation. What does it feel like? It feels like fresh air filling your lungs, and for the first time in years you can truly breathe without the weight of obligation or guilt. This is what awaits you as you diligently follow the blueprint laid before you. Imagine waking up, not to a mounting list of bills or financial dread, but to peace, where freedom reigns over anxiety. So here's your ultimatum. Are you going to succumb to the silence of despair, or are you ready to declare war on the shackles that bind you? Each day you choose the former. You reconcile yourself with mediocrity. But every choice to rise, to fight back, the collective actions taken consistently, will lead you to a horizon painted with the colors of hope and dignity. The chains won't break on their own. You have to find and seize the tools to shatter them. And that's the crux of the matter. You have the capacity to change. It starts with intention and becomes manifest in unwavering action. Commit to the journey. Trust your instincts. Know that this is your time to rise and to conquer. But let me remind you, this journey won't always be glamorous. Many will not understand your choices. The quiet nights spent developing the discipline of saving, the moments encouraged by your accountability partner as you resist outside influences. It's in those moments where perseverance strengthens character. Remember that you are embracing a great responsibility toward yourself and your future. And that's the power of your narrative. It is steeped in authenticity. Your struggles have given you the insight that countless others lack. By stepping into your truth and breaking your chains, you're not just liberating yourself. You're forging a path for others to follow. You could inspire a movement of adults like you who are tired of financial enslavement, tired of being burdened by the cancer of consumerism. In the words of the sage Warren Buffett, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Let this stand as your guiding light. What you invest in your own growth, financial education, disciplined saving, relentless consistency, will return to you tenfold. You are no longer just striving to escape debt. You are sculpting the masterpiece of your life. As you stand on the precipice of change, remember to be gentle with yourself. The fight is real, and the scars of the past may still linger. However, this moment, this decision to pursue freedom within the framework of dignity, could redefine everything. And that's your truth. You deserve to live not as a slaver to debt, but as a master of your destiny. To live in dignity is the birthright of every human being. The stakes are high, but you are armed with a transformative understanding rooted in the wisdom of a mentor. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Your most valuable asset is time, and you chose to invest it wisely today. As you proceed on this path, take one last moment to feel this. Embrace the weight of gratitude for the journey ahead. Hold on to the vision of your 2026 self, the embodiment of freedom and dignity, and let it guide your every step. As we conclude this deep dive, I leave you with this powerful quote from the Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Go forth, reclaim your dignity, and courageously take your steps toward freedom. Fade into the gravity of limitless possibilities before you. This is your time.